everybody. How's it going? This is Ina Mabon of lightcycleastrology.com. Today, we are looking at the astrology for the Sun Sextile Neptune aspect that is happening in the sky right now. It began yesterday. It's going to perfect about Friday the 13th here. It's going to play out over the weekend and separate. And right around Monday, it's going to die out. So let's go ahead and pull up the real-time clock, and we can take a look at this in the chart here. So you can see there's the sun in 20 degrees of Capricorn starting to apply within that 3-degree range to Neptune over at 23 degrees of Pisces. Now, normally, I don't really get into sextile aspects because they're like a trine, but they're said to be a little bit weaker, like a weaker version of a trine. But in any case, they are said to be of the nature of Venus. Now, the reason I don't normally get into them is because they're kind of weak. They're, especially with the sun, they're going to be kind of a faster transit. But the reason why I'm getting into this is because if we take the clock forward by days here, what we see is that this aspect is perfecting and then separating right around the time that the sun starts to move within range of Pluto. So you can see here by about Monday, the sun is now at 26 degrees of Capricorn, which is starting to leave that 3-degree separation range with Neptune. And now that 26 to 28, that's very, very close to Pluto. And one reason why I think that this is an important aspect for the moment is because Pluto doesn't receive that many more transits or aspects from planets before it moves into the sign of Aquarius. So that is one reason that I think that this is kind of a special aspect. I think that if you go forward in time by a month or two, you really only see a couple more aspects that Venus makes to Pluto. And that's really about it, except for the moon making aspects. But those are so quick that we, generally don't pay that much attention to them, although they can be important sometimes. But that being said, this is an interesting aspect because it is like we're taking the combination of 3 planets in play here, because we know that the sun is moving towards Pluto during the perfection and separation of the aspects. So that is what I want to get into today. So I have about 9 themes relating to this aspect, and I'm going to tie in the themes of the sun, the themes of Neptune, the themes of the sextile, and then a little bit of that Pluto kind of energy coming along. So theme number 1 is being obsessively attracted to fantasy people, situations, or power. Well, obviously, we get the fantasy from Neptune, right? That is something that most of us are going to be already aware of in terms of a Neptunian kind of theme. But we also have the sun is the one to the right of Neptune, meaning the sun is really the one dominating the conversation here. And that sun getting closer to Pluto is really going to be about potentially us coming into an encounter with a person that seems to have a really powerful aura around them, And it could be somebody like a boss or like a parent or just somebody in the world, maybe like a very charismatic politician or leader or something like that. And it's as if there's an attraction, and that's the image of the sextile there. Somehow we're attracted to, or maybe we are the ones that are being attractive by personifying some kind of authoritarian gravitas that is, almost having a fantasy-like effect on people. So that's theme number 1. Theme number 2, Machiavellian or mesmerizing authority figures, charming us to the promised land. That's very much related to theme number 1, but now we tie in a little bit more of the plutonium type of aspect where we're saying that, Pluto can be about this power grab, Machiavellian in the shadows kind of power plays. So as we see the sun approach Pluto, while it's making this aspect to Neptune, it makes me wonder if we will see more of a charming leader come out somewhere in the world and they say, follow me, I will lead you to the promised land. Now, that promised land may or may not be a reality. But in any case, I wonder about leaders right now and how that ties in with people in power within governments or in any authoritative mode. All right, theme number 3 is goal intensity that attracts the sympathy of others. So I wonder right now, how many of us are really out there working really hard? We've got the sun in Capricorn, a time when generally people are kind of feeling that ambitious goal or drive to do something, to try to get things done, to work hard, to be diligent and practical and really put the nose to the grindstone. Now it's getting close to Pluto, and that's going to intensify that desire. And I wonder if the sextile represents the elicitation of people just watching you toil away and being like, oh, honey, come here. You need a break. Like you've been working really hard. Let me do something for you. So I wonder if that's theme number 2 is maybe people around you looking at, some of the hard work that you've been doing and being like, wow, you really need to, take a weekend to just relax. Don't keep working through the weekend, or, let's not have a busy weekend. Maybe let's just kind of take it easy and relax. Something like that. Maybe sympathy from others coming in because you are out there really grinding away. Theme number 4 is going to be desires that lead you into obsession or darkness. The sun can represent our desire. And it's getting close to Pluto again. And there could be this attractiveness to head towards a darkness that has a fantastic realm to it, So these are all variations of really kind of a similar archetype, but desires that are leading you, sort of like a carrot in front of your nose, and Neptune is that sparkly carrot going, come on. And then it's getting close to Pluto, and Pluto's like, come to the depth, the deep, dark, underworld, where there is riches of psychology and the dark night of the soul and transformation, and come into me at this point. And the Neptune version of that is like the dangly golden carrot that is sort of heading towards that direction. So something leading you into darkness and mysticism, I would say. Okay, theme number 5 is consumption of the underworld for spiritual union. Yes, Neptune can have a very spiritual side to it in terms of things dissolving into oneness or the eternal vast beyond. So this is very, very close to theme number 4, but it's just happening more as a spiritual bent. So you would sort of maybe, this could be a time where maybe you're going to take, LSD or a mushroom or something to get close to that darkness, but you're doing it for the intent of sort of unifying with the whole, with the one, with God, or with something mystical. And I guess it doesn't have to be drugs. It could be a very intense meditation or exercise or yoga or anything like that, but something that is leading you towards a spiritual angle. And it's very powerful, and it involves some darkness and very deep mysticism about it. Okay, theme number 6, the restoration or management of lands by authorities inundated by floods that brings people together. This one is just really inspired by the news lately with all of the floods in California, the atmospheric river. I think that is fascinating, that term. And I'm wondering, just in a mundane sense, will we see some very powerful government type of action that tries to manage the lands, right? We have Capricorn, an earth sign. We have the sun, kind of the leader or manager. And then we have Pluto, which is just indicating that it's something very powerful. And it's almost like a land manager comes in, or a restorer comes in, a restorer of order comes in. And this connection back to floods, Neptune is a planet that is symbolically related to water or floods or being inundated by emotion or spiritualness or just this watery emotive. So I wonder if, in a mundane sense, do we see something big happening with governments coming in to help rescue people? And then the sextile aspect is really that as that is happening, it's going to attract people to it. People are going to need to work together, come together in sort of a Venus kind of way, and try to help fix the situation and rescue people. or make the situation better. So I'm wondering on a mundane sense if we see that. Now, you could angle this jewel a little bit different, and it could, be about another mundane situation where you have something powerful that is coming in to restore or manage the assets or the land or property of an area or a place or something like that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be literally like water, but you get the sense in terms of there needing to be the restoration or rescuing of something that is being flooded somehow with emotions or with actual water or in another way. So that is theme number 6. Theme number 7 is otherworldly fixations getting, Theme number 7, otherworldly fixations around God and the devil, light and dark, goals and surrender, pragmatism and fantasy. Yeah, you have the combination of the sun, which is a planet of light, and Pluto, which is essentially the last planet in the solar system that is all about the darkness and the underworld. He's very far out there. He's sitting so far out there, he's past the visible planets, and, he is the Godhead almost of the antithesis of the light and the sun. So having these two things to come together makes me wonder if there's just a very broad attraction right now, a mystical attraction as we tie in Neptune that is just about the light and the dark, the past and the future, God and the devil, goals, sort of a Capricornian kind of symbolism, goals and surrender, goals as being actuated by the sun, Pluto, and Capricorn, and that surrender feeling that we sometimes get with Neptune, especially in Pisces. Theme number 8 is just enjoying a dark or fun fantasy, kind of a movie night where you really watch or just kind of get excited about watching, like what's that one? Willow, or something like that, something that's kind of got that really dark mystical element, and just something that's kind of fun and light in the sense that you're just entertaining yourself or having fun or enjoying it, but something like you entertain or enjoy yourself with something that's kind of dark and mystical that maybe is a little bit unusual for you, Okay, and lastly, we have number 9 is exhaustion that leads or looks for rest. This makes me wonder if the sun in Capricorn getting somewhat near the end of the sign, conjoining with Pluto, who is at the end of the sign and getting ready to leave. Sometimes they talk about the end of the sign as a place where a planet is said to be kind of worn out. It starts off in the sign at the very beginning degrees, and it's got all the energy as it goes into the sign, and it goes all through the 30 degrees of the sign. And by the time it gets to the end, there is this notion that perhaps the planet is kind of worn out. So I'm wondering if there is just a general interpretation here with the sun, who is normally full of energy and power, getting close to Pluto, having that relaxing aspect to Neptune and saying, you know what, whew, I am just kind of worn out. I just need a weekend to just veg, very Neptune, right? Just chill, relax, veg, watch a bunch of movies. Christmas is over, New Year's is over. We're starting to get the house back in order after all the decorations, what have you. We need to just relax by this point. So sort of a slumber town kind of weekend, if you will, but for the purposes of, letting the sun kind of dim down, kind of go into that underworld space and just veg out. So that is what I have for today for this aspect that is perfecting over the weekend. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow with another astrology video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.